Right now at noon, CDC advisors recommend a rollback to the vaccine schedule, the proposed changes for kids, and the group pushing back. Plus, how President Trump is floating pulling TV broadcast licenses following the suspension of late-night host Jimmy Kimmel. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Breiter. New developments in the murder case in Lake Delton. A Sauk County judge is moving forward with the case against a 23-year-old charged with killing a woman in July. Brandon Bent is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and misdemeanor bail jumping, along with charges that carry domestic abuse modifiers. In court Thursday, Bent waived his preliminary hearing. He's being held on a $1 million bond. His arraignment is scheduled for October 30th, where he can enter a plea. Now to continuing coverage of the 193 unaccounted for Madison ballots. Law Forward is filing a class action lawsuit asking for $175,000 for each voter. While the ballots from November wouldn't have changed the election outcome, the lawsuit aims to set a precedent. It claims officials failed to take action to count the votes. They cite an investigation from the Wisconsin Elections Commission. That investigation shows there would have been time to count some missing ballots after they were found, but instead the acting clerk went on vacation.
These are people who took the time, made the effort, did everything right, and submitted absentee ballots, and through no fault of their own, the city of Madison failed to count their votes.
The city says it's working to rebuild trust with voters, saying it's made changes to processes and strengthened its documentation protocol. Law Forward says the city will have 45 days to show up in court and respond to that suit. Well, more changes could be coming to the childhood vaccine schedule. The CDC's new vaccine advisory panel voted to change its MMRV vaccine recommendation. Instead of a combined shot protecting against measles, mumps, rubella, and varicella or chickenpox when a child turns 1, the committee is suggesting parents wait until they turn 4. For kids under 4, the new recommendation is 2 different shots, separating chickenpox from the MMR vaccine. The panel was brought on by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a longtime vaccine critic. The American Academy of Pediatrics is pushing back, offering its own vaccine immunization schedule instead. Dr. Jody Guest is the Senior Vice Chair of the Department of Epidemiology at Emory University.
There's not new evidence out there that we have been following that would show that you would want to change the guidance.
Today, the panel tabled a vote on the changes to the hepatitis B vaccine schedule and reversed its decision on coverage under the Vaccines for Children program for the MMRV vaccine. They are currently presenting evidence and debating the COVID vaccine. Now, for a check of your Friday forecast, here's First Row meteorologist Blaze Keller. Hi, Blaze.
Hello. We made it to Friday. We're dealing with a little bit of rain activity to end the work week up in La Crosse as well as Jackson and Monroe counties, staying north of 90. We also find a little shower there just outside of Prairie du Chien in parts of Crawford County. We're going to watch the western parts of our forecast area, mainly along the Mississippi River, as we have been over the last couple of days, for some spotty showers through at least the early afternoon. Once we get into the mid to late afternoon, that chance is going to slide further towards the east, and then that's going to continue overnight into Saturday. So we are looking at a rainier Saturday as compared to Sunday. We're taking a live look at Dodgeville on our Upland Hills sky cam. It is 76 degrees, a little bit of haze in the atmosphere. Winds are light and out of the east. Feels like 76, so not too much of a heat index value there. A little bee or wasp or something just flying around wanting to say hi on this afternoon. It's 66 where that rain is falling up in Black River Falls, 70 in Camp Douglas, and then we break into those mid to upper 70s in the Dells, Lone Rock, 78 in Madison, 81 in Janesville. We're at 80 in Sauk City and 79 in Waunakee, 78 in Perry, as well as in Belleville. We're looking at the mid 70s both Saturday and Sunday for the upcoming weekend. Better chance for rain on Saturday as opposed to Sunday. Josh and folks at home, coming up in the main forecast, we're going to take a look at those rain chances over the weekend. We'll take a deeper look at future tracks. So I know there's a lot going on this weekend, so folks can plan that out accordingly. And then we'll also talk about whether or not the rain chances continue into next week as well.
Yeah, I'll be going to the Badger game tomorrow. I'm wondering if I need my umbrella.
Here's a hint. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Blaze. We'll see you in a few. Thank you. Well, protests are continuing for a second day in response to ABC's decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air. Critics call the move an attack on free speech and allege interference by the Trump administration. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
Demonstrators protested outside ABC headquarters, and late-night hosts rallied around one of their own after ABC indefinitely suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Tonight, we are all Jimmy Kimmel.
We have another fun, hilarious, administration-compliant show.
While some hosts were sarcastic, late-night legend David Letterman was more blunt.
You can't go around firing somebody because you're fearful or trying to suck up to an authoritarian.
Kimmel's suspension came after this comment Monday.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
The remarks angered FCC head Brendan Carr, who told CNBC on Thursday he'll continue to hold broadcasters accountable to the public interest.
We're in the midst of a massive shift in dynamics in the media ecosystem for lots of reasons. Again, including the permission structure that President Trump's election has provided. And I would simply say we're not done yet.
Speaking to reporters on his way back from the UK, President Trump even suggested revoking broadcast licenses for networks that cover him negatively.
They give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
CBS legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
Revoking a license is a nuclear option, and you cannot do it based on I don't like what you said.
The FCC's own website says the First Amendment and the Communications Act expressly prohibit the commission from censoring broadcast matter. Our role in overseeing program content is very limited. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Now, in terms of when the show could come back, media reports say that Disney is hopeful about its return. Well, it looks like TikTok will stay in the USA. A deal to sell the majority of the platform's U.S. assets to American investors is expected to be finalized between President Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping. This proposal will allow TikTok to stay operational in the U.S. During the Biden administration, a bipartisan bill that banned TikTok unless it handed over at least 80% of its assets to U.S. operators made it through Congress. But President Trump halted the ban several times while a deal was pursued. Since nothing has been finalized, the terms of the apparent agreement have not been closed. Thousands are expected to gather this Sunday at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona for the funeral and public memorial of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Security is expected to be extremely tight. The Department of Homeland Security classifies the memorial as a Level 1 security event. That is the same level of protection used for the Super Bowl. It means federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies are all coordinating security. The program will feature a lineup of prominent conservative voices. Kirk's widow, Erica, will speak, and President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance are also confirmed. Turning Point USA, the organization Kirk founded, says more names will be announced leading up to that service. Coming up next on News 3 Now at noon, why there's a joint lawsuit against Ticketmaster and owner Live Nation. Plus, the recall alert on 500,000 power banks.
Stocks got a boost Thursday after NVIDIA announced it will invest $5 billion in struggling chip maker Intel. The move comes weeks after the federal government took a 10% stake in Intel. In a press release, NVIDIA said the two companies will jointly develop multiple generations of custom data center and PC products. The news sent Intel shares up 25% yesterday, while NVIDIA jumped 2%. The Federal Trade Commission and 7 states have filed a joint lawsuit against Ticketmaster and owner Live Nation. They're accusing the companies of advertising lower ticket prices and then allowing brokers to scoop them up and resell them at inflated prices. The FTC says Ticketmaster controls at least 80% of the ticket market for major events. As of last night, the companies have not commented on the lawsuit. And Anchor has issued another recall for nearly 500,000 power banks, affecting 5 models. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the company has received 33 reports of devices catching fire or exploding, with 4 reports of minor burns and 1 of substantial property damage. The impacted models were sold between August of 2023 and June of this year. Earlier this year, Anchor issued another recall for more than 1 million units of a different power bank model. People who have the recalled devices can fill out an online claim form for a refund or Anchor gift card. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Here's the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow's up 132 points, NASDAQ up 107, and the S&P 500 up this hour 21. Right now, our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call for action. We'll have your farm numbers coming up next, and Blaze is also tracking that weekend forecast. And later on Live at 4, back to school season also means back to sickness season. What doctors say you can do to help keep your family healthy. Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn this afternoon, so here are your farm numbers. We're tracking some rain this weekend. First Warn meteorologist Blaze Keller has the forecast, and I'm wondering what I need to know for the Badger game tomorrow, Blaze.
You're going to need that umbrella. Definitely going to need the umbrella. Take the First Warn Weather app with you as well. We may see a break in showers towards maybe the kickoff time frame into the game, but we're going to keep that chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, not only during the tailgate time frame, but into the afternoon as well, after, of course, the Badgers win the Maryland Terrapins here. Again, kickoff at 11 a.m. at about 71 degrees. It's not going to be too bad, but we are just going to continue to track that chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the weekend. Of the 2 days, Saturday is looking to be more rainy. We'll be drying out throughout Sunday, but we'll keep that chance for rain into Monday of next week. Beyond that, we do look to stay dry and remain on the mild side. So let's start close to home and track out the shower chance this evening, and then we'll take a big picture and see the rain chances as we head into the weekend. Again, off towards the west. That's where we're going to keep an eye out for an isolated shower or two through at least the mid-afternoon. After the mid-afternoon, 3-4 o'clock, that threat moves into more of central and even eastern parts of our coverage area. Storms aren't anticipated to be severe, but don't be surprised if you do get underneath a heavier shower or thunderstorm. As we go into Saturday early morning, again, that threat has now moved into more of central Wisconsin, pushing off towards the east. There's those scattered showers and thunderstorms continuing as we go into the morning hours on Saturday. What's happening? Well, big picture-wise, a low-pressure system is kind of falling apart as it moves off towards the north. And as it does, its warm front, which will then become more of a stalled-out front, is going to bring us those rain chances scattered in nature as we go into Saturday. Definitely a better chance for those scattered showers and thunderstorms further to the north. Again, we may see a break in that activity before we go overnight into Sunday. Sunday, again, we start to clear on out. We're moving in some drier air just briefly. So we'll start off cloudy, and then by the afternoon, we'll see a little bit more sunshine. Not as much green on future track, but we'll still be dealing with hit or miss showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two as we go into Sunday afternoon. Overnight Sunday into Monday, while we do get a brief, maybe little break, we'll watch that shower and thunderstorm activity now move further to the south as the cold front of this system finally moves on out of here. So if you're closer to the Wisconsin-Illinois border on Monday, you're likely going to be dealing with a few of those showers and thunderstorms. In terms of rain totals, we're looking at a healthy half an inch to about an inch and a half in some spots. Not everyone is going to see that inch mark, but if you're underneath a couple of these showers and thunderstorms throughout the weekend, that total is going to get higher and higher. But certainly not anticipating any widespread flooding, minor, moderate, or even major. This will just be enough to hopefully get the grass back to looking more green instead of that brown kind of crunch that we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. And the reason is because a lot of southern Wisconsin, including Madison, has not seen truly any rain since the start of the month. Our heaviest rain day was back on the 13th when we got nearly 6/10 of an inch of rain. Before that, we had just gotten 1/10 of an inch of rain. We haven't even cracked an inch of rain in the Madison area so far in September, and we have to get up to nearly 3.5 inches to meet that normal mark for September. So we have a lot of ground to make up. Thankfully, we haven't seen really bad drought conditions develop, just some abnormally dry, because again, we have been abnormally dry. We usually see a little bit more rain compared to this time. So the rain this weekend is good. Unfortunately, it comes obviously as the Badgers are taking on the Terrapins. We've got farmers markets, we've got other activities. But take the First Warn Weather app with you and track out those showers and thunderstorms. Again, I would say Saturday is probably going to be more rainy than Sunday. So maybe we move some of those activities to Sunday afternoon.
Well, my husband has this cute Badger raincoat that I'll just have to steal for tomorrow.
And you know what? If you have to look cute while sitting and cheering on the Badgers, that's fine.
There you go. We'll make it work. All right, Blaze, thank you. Well, the True North Music and Food Festival is coming to the Duck Pond later this month. On Saturday, September 27th, the festival features some of Madison's best chefs, restaurants, and finest emerging local and regional music. Our partners at Madison Magazine, they are a proud sponsor of the event. Tickets can be found at truenorthfest.com. They start at $25, and $2 from every ticket sold will benefit domestic abuse intervention services, or DAYS, and the Dane County Food Collective. Well, a splash of color is brightening up the streets of Madison, and we're going to look at that project as it wraps up. The city chose Bernie Whitsack, known for her vibrant screen prints, to create a new asphalt mural on West Dayton Street. The project is a collaboration with the Madison Art Commission and DC-based Chalk Riot. It aims to beautify the city and make streets safer for everyone. City officials will use data from the project to evaluate the impact of street murals on traffic patterns and pedestrian safety.
It's a pilot project to test whether art and beautiful, colorful things can calm traffic, help people slow down so there's less pedestrian, car, and bicycle incidences on our streets.
City officials will use that data from the project to evaluate the impact of street murals on traffic patterns and pedestrian safety. Well, the Wisconsin Badgers are gearing up for their Big Ten opener against Maryland tomorrow, and the Wisconsin Huddle is getting you ready for game day. Our sports director, Andrew Banstra, will have exclusive insights from the players and the behind-the-scenes access you will not get anywhere else. The Badgers kicker is this week's guest. The Huddle airs on News 3 Now tonight at 6:30. If you're going to the game tomorrow, make sure you're wearing the right color. I know I have to wear white for tomorrow's game against Maryland, as it is a stripe out. Fans are asked to wear red or white based on their seating section. There's a look at that seating chart right now. You can also get a look at this at uwbadgers.com. Tomorrow's kickoff is at 11 in the morning. So how do we feel about tomorrow's game? Well, here are our score predictions. I have Maryland beating the Badgers. I know, 28-17. Meanwhile, Blaze, the Badgers taking care of business 21-7. We will find out. Well, after the break, Howard's working on a treat in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We're taking two of our favorite things, chocolate and cola, and combining them into one amazing dessert. Today we're making a classic Southern dessert that is almost as American as apple pie. It's a cola cake. Might sound a little odd, but let me assure you, it's anything but. And our version is super easy since it starts with a box cake mix. We just beat a package of Devil's Food Cake Mix and instant chocolate pudding mix with a few eggs and some vegetable oil. Once that's well combined, we add our secret ingredient to make this cake ultra moist and flavorful. Cola. Pour it in slowly so it doesn't fizz up. You can easily change this up slightly by using vanilla or cherry cola instead. even diet will work. So go ahead, experiment. Once it's mixed, we pour it into a baking dish and pop it into the oven until it passes the toothpick test. While it's baking, we make our icing by simmering together some melted butter, cocoa, powdered sugar, and of course, more cola. Once the cake is done, we'll spread this on top and finish it off with some chopped pecans. Is this decadent looking or what? And although it's rich and chocolatey, don't think for a minute it's difficult to make. Just go online and get the recipe for chocolate cola cake. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where every day we're looking for more chocolatey ways for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's Blaze with a final check.
And we are going to continue to track that chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms making their way eastward as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. Keep the umbrella and the First Warn Weather app handy because we're going to be dodging showers and thunderstorms throughout the weekend into the start of next week.
Thanks for watching News 3 Now at noon. The Bold and the Beautiful is up next, and we're back at 4.